Hello everyone, this is part 33 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Kabuto was feeling weak from the damage he had taken, but he willed himself up. Blood was pouring from a wound on his torso where Naruto's attack connected, but he still had a smile on his face. Naruto began to cough up blood. Naruto, he's a lot faster than I thought. Grandma Tsunade, I'll be taking that lace of yours, fading, when I wake up. Naruto fell over right in front of Tsunade and she couldn't believe it. As he lay there, she noticed that his breathing was beginning to slow down until it stopped. Tsunade was still out of it, but Hinata got to Naruto and frantically did all she could. Before she knew it and before Tsunade's eyes, she began to glow. A pair of wings that looked like they were made of chakra sprang from her back and 4 rings of chakra appeared around her wrists and ankles. The rings around her ankles disappeared and reappeared in front of her hands. As Tsunade continued to watch as Hinata placed her hands over Naruto's body, she realized that this was some kind of healing jutsu, but Hinata began to weep. Hinata, Naruto, don't crying, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't it working? This scene drudged up tragic memories of how Tsunade failed at saving Dan. She wouldn't let it happen again. She quickly got up and helped Hinata. She noticed that Hinata's jutsu was working, but it wasn't working the way she wanted. She was healing his wounds, but his heartbeat was still fading. Tsunade, Hinata, continue what you're doing and leave the rest to me. Kabuto, it's hopeless, there's no way you, grimacing in pain, can save him. Tsunade, shut up. How is it that you're still standing anyway? Kabuto, I gathered all my chakra to my guts right before I was hit. I then started to heal myself. Lord Orochimaru favors me, not because of my jutsu know-how or technique efficiency, but my tremendous regenerative ability. I can boost all my cells' regeneration rate, and quickly recover what's lost in battle. Of course I end up using most of my chakra for it though. Even though his wounds had been healed, Kabuto still felt uneasy and weak. His body gave out under him and he collapsed, spewing blood from his mouth as he dropped. Kabuto, what the? How? This is impossible. That jutsu inflicted damage beyond my regenerative ability. I don't have enough chakra to. Tsunade placed her ear to his chest and noticed that his heartbeat was still irregular. She realized that this must be Kabuto's doing and he spared Naruto's cardiac muscles. Since too much time had already passed, she had to act fast. She began her jutsu and placed her hands to Naruto's chest. Kabuto, you can't save him. I cut the chakra route to his heart that he uses to summon his power, with my full strength. It seals his chance of healing himself. Tsunade, shut up. I'll KO you afterwards. Try as she might, Tsunade couldn't seem to do any better than Hinata. Nothing worked and Naruto continued to fade, until his heart stopped. Kyuubi, it's dark. What is this darkness? Why is it so dark? Tsunade, damn it, don't please, you can't Tsunade couldn't hold back her tears anymore. Hinata saw this and she began to cry even more. It was a shower of tears as all seemed hopeless, but then Naruto began to glow himself and for a moment his hair turned pure white. Hinata and Tsunade were surprised and relieved to see him reaching up to Tsunade's lace. He smiled and proclaimed that he won the bet right before he passed out. Kabuto, how is it possible? Tsunade smiles. Hokage, is your dream, huh? For one last time, I will to believe in someone. She took off her lace and placed it around Naruto's acknowledging that he was indeed the winner. Orochimaru and Jiraiya watched as Tsunade pretty much cradled Naruto in her arms. Orochimaru, that boy can be a great nuisance at times. Since I will have Sasuke, I was ready to discard the Ninetales brat, but, after seeing him again, my interest is piqued. I never really thought he had such potential. If Akatsuki or anyone else gets possession of him, it will be troublesome. I'll just take him before I take Sasuke. Orochimaru jumped from the snake and Jiraiya quickly followed. To rid himself of his pursuer, Orochimaru used his long tongue to slam Jiraiya into the ground. Now that Jiraiya was out of the way, all he had to do was get to his target, but Tsunade noticed him coming. Tsunade, is he going to K Naruto? She jumped in front of Hinata and Naruto's body. Orochimaru opened his mouth and used his Kusanagi to impale her. Orochimaru, it's unfortunate, I didn't want to K you, Tsunade, I just want the boy. He'll be my new vessel, don't get in my way. Yuki finally came to and she and Hinata were horrified to see a sword sticking out of Tsunade's body. Hinata didn't know whether she should try and help Tsunade or protect Naruto from Orochimaru. Tsunade, no. I'm going to protect him, no matter what. Orochimaru, HMPH, trembling in fear of blood, why of all shinobi, Tsunade, one of the legendary three, from the leaf, is risking her life to protect a genin that has no ties to her. Tsunade, to protect the hidden leaf. Orochimaru, to protect the hidden leaf. Tsunade, you want to know why? This kid is the future Hokage of the Leaf Village. Orochimaru, he, what are you babbling about? The title of Hokage is worthless, only a fool would want it. Tsunade, HMPH, hi, Hinata, continue healing Naruto's wounds, I'll take care of Orochimaru, from now on, I too shall bet my life. Orochimaru withdrew his sword from Tsunade and in one swift instant, slashed her to the ground. Orochimaru, if you're going to throw your life away, then like the worthless trash you are. Shizune, Lady Tsunade. Jiraiya came to from the sound of Shizune's cries. He saw as Tsunade's body fell to the ground. He then saw as Orochimaru turned his attention to Hinata and Naruto. If he didn't act fast, then. Orochimaru, now, as for Naruto, are you going to step aside, or will I have to cut you down as well, little girl? Hinata had fear in her eyes and Orochimaru couldn't discern whether she was being brave or too afraid to move. It didn't really matter to him either way though. With obvious intention, he opened his mouth and out came his sword. He swung it at Hinata and blood splattered all over the place. The only problem was that his blade was stuck. If he had cut Hinata's head off like he intended, there wouldn't be as much resistance, but his sword was stopped by Tsunade. She used her body as a shield once again. Tsunade, didn't I tell you? I said I'd bet my life. Orochimaru, you worthless piece of trash. He kicked her off of his sword and since she just didn't want to he decided that he would solve this by cutting her into tiny pieces. As he prepared to do the deed, he noticed that Tsunade's trembling had stopped. She immediately jumped up and kicked him in the tea. Orochimaru, choking hack, I am possible. How? Why? Tsunade, why am I doing this? Because, as of now, I am the 5th Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village. As Tsunade cycled through hand seals, Shizune realized exactly what jutsu she had in mind. Shizune, wait. Lady Tsunade, I'll heal your wounds. Please don't open that seal. Tsunade, seal release, ninja art, Genesis rebirth. The diamond-shaped mark on her forehead spread over her face and all of Tsunade's wounds instantly began to heal as Orochimaru and the others looked on. Orochimaru, seems I'm not the only one developing new jutsu, care to tell me what that is? Tsunade, I've been gathering chakra to the seal on my forehead for quite some time. I used the chakra to stimulate production of various enzymes that accelerated my cell duplication rate for rapid reformation. I can reconstruct any damaged parts and organs of my body. It's not just a simple healing, it's regeneration. In other words, I'll never in battle, ever. Shizune, Lady Tsunade, that may be, but the number of times each human cell can multiply is limited. If she quickens the process, it only means she shortens her life. The mark on her face disappeared, as did the seal on her forehead. She wiped the blood from her mouth and wiped it on her arm. Orochimaru and Jiraiya noticed what she was up to, a summoning jutsu. Orochimaru made his way over to Kabuto and Jiraiya bit his thumb. All three cycled through the necessary seals and smoke filled the area and from it, emerged 3 giant creatures, a snake, a toad, and a slug. Atop the giant purple-horned snake sat Orochimaru and Kabuto while Jiraiya stood on Gamabunta's head. Tsunade, along with Naruto and Hinata, was on top of the giant white and blue streaked slug, Katsuyu. Down below, the animals helped Yuki up and away from the battleground. Bunta, Manda and Orochimaru, Katsuyu and Tsunade, long time no see, what, planning some kind of reunion, eh? Jiraiya. Jiraiya, idiot. Don't crack stupid jokes when I call you for a tough job. It's about time to settle an old problem. We're going to defeat Orochimaru. Manda, hey, Orochimaru, what are you doing, summoning me here in this situation? You want me to eat your sorry ass. Kabuto, please understand, we'll thank you generously later. Manda, who do you think you're talking to? Keep your trap shut, stupid brat. Orochimaru, you'd better prepare 100 SS after this, got it? Kabuto, although Lord Orochimaru is his master, I'm sure Manda would betray him if he realizes Orochimaru can't use his jutsu. Using him in this situation is extremely risky. Hinata, what is this, a giant slug? Tsunade, Katsuyu, take the kids to Shizune so that she can keep an eye on them. Katsuyu, understood. Underneath them, a smaller slug grew from Katsuyu's back. It took them and jumped down to where Shizune, who fixed her own wounds, stood. The face-off between the legendary three ninjas began. This would be a battle to remember. Manda, you want me to turn you into toad jerky, huh? Bunter, just what I wanted, a snakeskin wallet and a matching belt. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, you adopted an evil way that is too much, we're no longer comrades. Orochimaru, comrades. Haha, don't make me laugh. Tsunade, as of today, the three legendary ninjas are no more. In an instant, Manda made his move. He went right for Tsunade and Katsuyu. Katsuyu spewed acid from her mouth. To avoid it, Manda turned and used a small, compared to him, rock formation as a shield. He immediately came right back and coiled himself around the giant slug's body. As he squeezed Katsuyu tighter and tighter, he turned to eat Tsunade, but before he could, Gamabunta thrusted his sword at him. With lightning-fast reaction, Manda turned and bit down on the blade. While doing this, he continued the pressure on Katsuyu until she couldn't take it anymore. Tsunade jumped from on top and she popped and burst into more miniature versions and reformed in a different place. Manda whipped his tail at Bunter, only to have him jump back, giving up his struggle for his blade. He then threw it at Katsuyu but just missed. Katsuyu took this opportunity to blast more acid in Manda's direction. Using his speed, he easily dodged the spurts that came his way, but this distraction gave way to something else. Combining their efforts, Jiraiya and Bunter used a fire fueled by oil to attack Manda. When the flames SD down, all that was left of Manda was his snake skin. Without warning, Manda attacked from underground. Bunter managed to react in time and stop the but Jiraiya, it's his tail. Bunta. Directly behind them, from underground, appeared Manda's head. He unhinged his jaws wide enough that he could swallow a toad twice the size of Bunter whole. As he closed in, from above, wielding Bunter's giant blade, Tsunade LD it right through the giant serpent's mouth, pinning it shut. With his pet incapacitated, she could finally focus all her attention on her real opponent. Orochimaru, having to fight them both at the same time is troublesome. He lashed his tongue from his mouth and wrapped it around Tsunade's en. Using her immense strength, she managed to unwrap the slimy tongue and use it to her benefit. With great force she yanked him towards her. Tsunade, let's end this. With even greater force, Tsunade delivered a whopping blow to Orochimaru. He crashed into Manda's back and even he felt the pain of the blow. Kabuto, with her monstrous power, could it be? Manda, grr, how dare you shame me like this, I'd S you to pieces myself, but with a hole in my mouth, swallowing would be a difficult task. Until we meet again, prepare yourself for, Manda, along with all the other Junin-level shinobi in the area, noticed an unusual presence. They looked in the distance to see Naruto blowing away Shizune and Hinata with his chakra alone. Jiraiya, this sinister chakra, is this, the Kyuubi? Jiraiya looked on intensely as Naruto became covered in a golden fiery aura. Jiraiya, no, but it has a similar feel to it. He must be converting the Kyuubi's chakra to force his transformation. Either way, this is bad. We could all end up S. Naruto's hair had turned golden as his horns grew in place. His monkey tail also changed into its lizard-like form accompanied by black dragon wings. There was something odd about this form than Jiraiya remembered though. Instead of being completely gold, Naruto's hair had black streaks in them. His eyes also turned entirely black as well. Naruto roared, stretching his muscles as he did. He then crouched on all fours and set his sights on Manda and a downed Orochimaru. The air started to become thick as Naruto appeared to be drawing in energy. With dark intent, Naruto placed his right hand in front of himself and released a stream of golden energy. It was directly aimed in Orochimaru's direction, so Tsunade quickly got out of the way. The beam of energy was penetrating a giant cloud of smoke. When the attack stopped and the smoke cleared, Bunter's sword had a hole in it and it could be seen that Naruto's attack had missed. Kabuto, we lucked out, if Manda hadn't disappeared when he did. Naruto and the others looked on as Orochimaru struggled to stand up. To everyone's surprise, he hadn't SD from Tsunade's bone-shattering punch. Orochimaru, Tsunade, even if you don't cooperate, there is still one option left, one more way to restore my arms. He felt a great king intent and looked over to see a Kyuubi feed Naruto. Eerily, a smile appeared on his face, right before he charged. Kabuto tried to throw himself in front of the oncoming assault, but he just became a victim. Too fast for Kabuto to keep up, Naruto swept him into the air and kicked his body into Orochimaru's. Before they could fall to ground, Naruto swept Orochimaru into the air in a similar manner. With an axe kick, Naruto kicked them further into the air. He flipped through the air and delivered a spinning axe kick to the two, and before they could crash into the ground, he delivered a series of rising uppercuts followed by an aerial spinning back kick. Orochimaru and Kabuto skidded across the terrain for a few yards before stopping. Orochimaru barely made his way back to his feet while Kabuto could only make it to a knee. Naruto slowly advanced, still sporting his demonic fox grin. He stopped and flew into the air, cycling through seals as he ascended. Once done, he placed his index fingers and thumbs in the shape of a diamond. His golden locks of hair turned white as, in front of his hands, a ball of chakra appeared and began to grow. Orochimaru slowly sunk into the ground as the size of Naruto's attack continued to expand. Giving one last evil grin, Naruto released his attack. It shot at Orochimaru and Kabuto at great speeds before crashing and exploding. When the dust cleared, the entire area around the blast had been demolished. There was no sign of Orochimaru or Kabuto. This, however, wasn't the end of the gang's problems. Hinata, groans. Holding head. Shizune turned to see a ruby-eyed Hinata. Shizune, Hinata. This is just like before. What's going to happen? Naruto was still crawling around in a feral state. One wrong move and he could easily turn on one of them. Jiraiya, Bunter, I need you to toss me at the kid as hard as you can. Bunter, what? Are you crazy? Jiraiya, it has to be done. Gamabunter wrapped his tongue around Jiraiya and flung him in Naruto's direction. He turned around just in time to see Jiraiya streaking towards him, but not soon enough to stop him. Jiraiya quickly took out a seal and pressed it to Naruto's head, suppressing his power, all while being slammed at the same time. He drew back his hand as if to cage Jiraiya, but everything calmed down as he soon fell asleep and the situation came to an end. Bunter, that's some fearsome power the kid's got. Blood began to DS from a wound on Jiraiya's chest. Jiraiya, yeah, swipes a little blood. I guess he's more trouble than I originally figured, but I wonder, is Orochimaru really finished? Exhausted, everyone decided to rest before heading back to town. Tsunade, I'm feeling the side effects of my jutsu, my body is, ugh. Jiraiya, crap, I broke a rib and a leg. The diamond-shaped mark on her forehead reappeared. Jiraiya looked over at a resting Naruto and noticed the N lace. Jiraiya, HMPH, Tsunade, you suck at betting as always. Tsunade began to shiver. To everyone's surprise, her form began to change. Her skin began to shrivel and she began to take on the appearance of an older woman. Tsunade, the after effects, hey, if I rest a bit, I'll soon revert back to my younger form, let's finish resting up in the village until Naruto wakes up, then we'll head back to the Leaf Village. Jiraiya, Tsunade, you. Tsunade, don't refer to me with that name, from now on, call me. Later in the village. Naruto, The 5th Hokage. Grandma Tsunade's going to become the 5th starting today, huh? Jiraiya, what's wrong with that? Naruto, well, if you compare her to my grandpa, the 3rd, she's rough, selfish, loose with money, easily pissed off, and stupid. Are you sure she can do it? I'm kind of worried. Shizune notices the huge vein on Tsunade's forehead. How would you like to order something, Lady Tsunade? Naruto, besides all of that, isn't she a 50-year-old woman faking her young appearance? Someone like the Hokage shouldn't deceive everyone like. Tsunade jumps from her seat. Let's take this outside, brat. Shizune, Lady Tsunade. Naruto, glad to. Jiraiya, geez, just like last time. You. Here we go again. Hinata, N.A., Naruto. Tsunade, HMPH, no matter what you say, I'm Hokage, I don't need to be serious with a brat like you. All I need is one finger. Naruto, hey, say what you like, I'm going beat you senseless and you'll recognize my strength. You may be Hokage now, but I'll be Hokage too someday. It could barely be seen, but a smile appeared on Tsunade's face. Naruto attacked with a spinning roundhouse kick, but Tsunade ducked it. When he turned back, using one finger, Tsunade flicked his headband off. Naruto tried to recover quickly, but Tsunade was waiting with a finger flick. Naruto, again. Naruto closed his eyes to mentally prepare himself and make a plan for after. He was waiting to feel some kind of pain, but it never came. The only thing he felt was something soft and warm press against his exposed forehead. He opened his eyes and Tsunade was kissing him. She then placed her hands on a confused Naruto's shoulders. Tsunade, become a good man, smiles, and a respectable Hokage. Tsunade smiled and Naruto smiled back. Everyone else smiled as well, but Yuki on the other hand couldn't believe it. You. What the hell was that? Don't tell me that big bed old hag likes young. Tsunade, alright, let's head to the Leaf Village. Naruto, WHAAAT. I haven't even eaten yet. And we didn't even finish our fight. Tsunade, oh, so you're a glutton for punishment, eh? Naruto, whatever. Let's just do this. Tsunade, fine. Shizune, see, can we do this some other time? How about we go on and eat instead? Happy that he had eaten, Naruto and the group left the town and headed for the Leaf Village. Tsunade, Nawaki, Dan, there is someone here that has inherited your dreams, this boy, Naruto Uzumaki. X. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.